Jamie will always love his family, but a part of him will always belong to Dakota. Behind the scenes, Jamie Dornan's family refused to accept Dakota Johnson, the truth. The aftermath of a fairy tale. Hollywood loves picture-perfect stories, the kind of love that blossoms on screen and becomes a reality behind the scenes. But not every fairy tale ends with roses and champagne. Behind the bright lights, magazine covers and rumors of perfect chemistry, there is a heartbreaking truth that even the most ardent fans don't want to believe. When Jamie Dornan and Dakota Johnson first met on the set of 50 Shades of Grey, their relationship was instantly blossoming, strong, magnetic and undeniably sincere. But while the world was fascinated by their relationship, Jamie's family saw things very differently. And now, insiders reveal the shocking truth. Jamie Dornan's family has never accepted Dakota Johnson, and they never will. Perfect illusion. On screen, Jamie and Dakota are the embodiment of passion and trust. Their chemistry is so genuine that fans have been begging them to get together in real life. But behind closed doors, things are much more complicated. Jamie is married to Amelia Warner, a talented actress and composer known for her understated charm and old-fashioned loyalty. To the public, they seem unshakable, a model of stability in a chaotic world. But Dakota's arrival changes everything. From the first day of filming, Jamie's family, especially his parents, Jim and Lorna Dornan, and his sisters, began to express concern. They feared that Dakota's Hollywood lifestyle and open-minded approach to love and fame would clash with the Dornan family's strong, conservative roots in Northern Ireland. They saw Dakota as a nuisance, a source close to the family admitted. Not because she was a bad person, but because she was everything they weren't. The invisible tension. During the promotional tour for 50 Shades of Grey, Dakota often appeared confident, laughing alongside Jamie, joking about intimate scenes. But according to those close to her, she felt the silent judgment from Jamie's family from day one. She wanted to fit in, a source explained. She sent Christmas presents to his family, tried to be nice, respectful, but her efforts were never accepted. They always kept her at a distance. Jamie, torn between loyalty to his wife, family, and partner, tried to keep the peace. He was constantly trying to balance three irreconcilable worlds, another insider said. His family would tell him, "Jamie, remember who you are. Don't get lost in Hollywood." Behind Dakota's charming smile in interviews was a heartache. She knew they didn't want her around, the source added. She could sense it. The dinner that changed everything. At a private dinner in London, after the release of 50 Shades Freed, the unspoken tension finally surfaced. Jamie invited a few close friends and family members, along with Dakota. The evening started off pleasantly, laughter, small talk, social pleasantries. But as the night wore on, a relative of Jamie's allegedly made a caustic remark. "Some women forget the difference between fiction and reality," the relative said, glancing at Dakota. The room fell silent. Dakota tried to smile, but tears welled up in her eyes. Jamie tried to lighten the mood, but it was too late. She left early, a witness recalled. She said she wasn't feeling well, but everyone knew she was in pain. That night, something inside Dakota broke. She later told a close friend, "I realized I would never be truly accepted, not by them, not by anyone in his world." Jamie torn between two worlds. Jamie Dornan, known for his composure, was said to have been devastated by what had happened. But he also felt trapped. His family has been there for him throughout his formative years, from the loss of his mother to his rocky path to fame. Their opinion matters more to him than anything else. He tried to explain to Dakota that his family doesn't understand her, the source continued. But she took it as rejection, plain and simple. Aware of the growing emotional turmoil, Amelia Warner stepped in. She reportedly told Jamie, "You need to protect your home, not your movie." According to insiders, those words became a defining moment, prompting Jamie to distance himself from Dakota after filming ended. However, as one friend noted, you could see it in his eyes. The pain behind the smile. At award shows and events, Jamie and Dakota still greet each other warmly. A smile that says 1,000 words. But those who know them say it's a bittersweet feeling. She's proud of him, a stylist who has worked with Dakota shares. She used to say Jamie was one of the kindest men she knew. But she also said he was trapped by the people around him. In a 2021 interview, Dakota gave a cryptic answer when asked about working with Jamie again. Some stories end early, but you learn to love the silence afterward. At first, fans didn't get it. Now it's clear she wasn't talking about the movies. She was talking about Jamie and his world. Jamie's silent guilt. Behind Jamie Dornan's glamorous exterior lies guilt, a quiet, lingering guilt. In private conversations with friends, he has reportedly expressed regret for what happened. He cares about Dakota more than people think, a longtime friend confided. But he would never risk hurting his family or Amelia. He believes in loyalty above all else, including love. His sisters reportedly still see Dakota as a reminder of the chaos after 50 Shades of Grey, a period they describe as unnecessarily dramatic and glamorous. Even now, years later, Jamie avoids interviews that mention Dakota by name. He's protective of everyone, a colleague said, but it's eating him up inside. Hollywood's mysterious gap. Hollywood insiders still whisper about the invisible wall between Dakota and Jamie. Some producers even admit that reuniting them on screen was considered too risky, not because of their talent, but because of the emotional baggage. Everyone knew they had something special, one producer said, but everyone knew the price. Behind the red carpet and flashing cameras lies a painful truth: not all relationships work out in real life. Sometimes, it's our foster families who decide who we're allowed to love. Dakota's new beginning, but the shadow remains. Dakota Johnson is now building a new life. Her relationship with Chris Martin has brought her peace, balance, and laughter. They share quiet moments in Malibu, away from the paparazzi. Yet those close to her know that a part of her heart still holds on to memories. She's happy, a friend insists. But sometimes when she talks about the past, her voice becomes soft, almost as if she's still saying goodbye to something unfinished. Meanwhile, Jamie remains devoted to his family and career. Yet those who have worked with him describe moments of melancholy. Sometimes, after a long day, he'll sit quietly, lost in thought, a crew member recalls. If someone mentions Dakota, he just smiles, but it's not a happy smile. The truth behind the glamour. The truth isn't scandal or infidelity, it's walls. Walls that separate love and loyalty, Hollywood fantasy from family reality. Jamie Dornan's family didn't reject Dakota Johnson because of cruelty. They did it out of fear. Fear of losing him to a world they didn't understand. But in doing so, they inadvertently destroyed something rare. A friendship that was perhaps more genuine than any love story Hollywood could ever script. Dakota once said in an old interview, "Sometimes the people who love you the most are the ones who hold you the tightest." No one paid much attention at the time. Now, her words sound prophetic. Final thoughts: two souls, one unfinished story. Years later, fans still wonder what could have been. Could Dakota and Jamie have been more than co-stars if fate and family had allowed it? Maybe so, but maybe that's why their story feels so timeless. Because sometimes, love isn't about being together, it's about a bond that never fades when everything else falls apart. Behind the glitz, fame, and bright smiles lies a story of quiet pain, a reminder that in Hollywood, as in life, the brightest stars often cast the darkest shadows. And as one insider aptly put it, Jamie will always love his family, but a part of him will always belong to Dakota, the part that can never speak.